All right, back here for sideboarding. On my side, I'm mostly just making my deck a little bit leaner, getting more aggressive with a Den Protector Duress strategy, be able to put a little bit more early pressure on Ross, and also more disruptive spells and rebuy those disruptive spells. Deathmyth Raptor is kind of just here because I don't have anything better. It's cheap. It can attack through like octopods. Is that what it is?
Octopuses, octopodes, both acceptable.
Okay. It can attack through those. Maybe some Dragonlord Ojutais if those come in on the other side. Just a resilient but fairly cheap threat. Could even like see a weird scenario where I'm like discarding to hand size because of Crushed Tentacles. I can discard it and then like rebuy with Den Protector or something weird along those lines. Cards I'm boarding out. Gitrog Monster and Kalitas are fine, but they're kind of just like generic hard-hitting threats that are good at other decks that are interested in getting on the battlefield, but they're kind of expensive, are just going to be generic bodies that are vulnerable to Crush and Descent Upon the Sinful. And I probably don't actually even want to like get rid of my lands with Gitrog Monster, even though it can draw me some cards. I think just getting up to like being able to activate multiple creature lands is going to be very important. Languish and Ultimate Price are kind of just mopey, don't really do much of anything. They might trade with like a Reflector Mage or an Octopus, but not really what I want to be doing in this matchup.
And from my side, I'm just bringing in some Ojutais as a nice threat against most of Michael's deck. He has basically Grasp of Darkness and Languish to deal with it. It's only a few outs to it, and I'm cutting some of the cards that I think are a bit more borderline, although being the first time that I'm playing the deck, I'm winging it here. Reflector Mage is definitely going to get worse in the post-sideboard games as Michael makes his deck leaner, and it's possible I want to shave a second one. Descend Upon the Sinful, I had some issues getting to Delirium, so I think this card might just be just not as good in this deck as it might appear. Maybe it's possible that we just want the fourth Crush in the deck before the third Descend, even in the main deck. And then I'm bringing out just one of the 7-drops because I'm bringing in a bunch of 5s, and I don't want to make my deck too dense with expensive cards. So even though Atarka is pretty good, it can kill most of Michael's creatures, and sometimes you get 2 with 1 trigger, as I did in game 2. So, but just being a 7-drop, I just don't want to clog my hand. My deck's already doing really powerful things. Possible I want to cut like apart the Water Veil, so I'll probably play around a bit with the sideboarding across all 3 games just to get a better feel for the deck. But this is what I'm doing for now.
All right, sounds good. Join us in a moment for the games. All right, back here on the play for game 3. My hand is pretty sweet. I'll keep.
My hand is a little slow, but I think I've got to keep it.
Go.
Okay, and I'm going to start off on this Oath.
Okay.
Let's,
Which otter spell are you going to select?
I will select a Plains.
Okay.
Pass.
Halfway there to casting your spells.
Yeah. Well,
good.
Now that we found that Plains, we know that this Evolving Wilds needs to find an island, so pass.
Attack for 2.
18.
Given the way my hand is set up, I'm more than willing to just get aggressive with this Den Protector. Good.
Okay. I will play an Oath of Jace.
Yep.
That was good. Okay. I'm going to certainly discard this one, and I think one of these could be one of time. Discard Part and Visionary.
You discarded the best card in Magic. What are you doing over there? Attack for 4.
I'm at 14.
I'll play a Nissa, and I'm not sure I want to play my land for the turn, actually. Granted, I guess if I wanted to do that, I probably should have just played Tireless Tracker this turn, or maybe this, but... Well, I guess I would have to play Tireless Tracker for this play to make any sense at all. Yeah, whatever. I'll just play the land. Go ahead.
Okay. I will cast a Vegetation.
Sure.
I'll find Plains Mountain.
Okay, I think if I draw a land, I'm definitely going to cast this, and if I don't, I probably should just attack Ross for an extra 2 points of damage, so we'll see what happens. My turn?
Yep.
Alright. Well, that's kind of in between. I'll play Oath.
Sure.
Weird. So I can make a clue. I guess if I get crushed, it's not that big of a deal because I'll have Nissa to find another land, and then I can play like Den Protector, and I have Oath of Nissa. If I get Descend upon the Sunfall, I still have these two left over in reserve and a clue, and Hissing Quagmire on the battlefield. So I guess I'll just play the Tireless Tracker this turn. So that means I'll just take the Llanowar Waste. So I'll attack you for 6.
I'm at 8.
And Tracker, Clue, go.
Okay. So I have to cast one of these. This is a little bit safer. Michael has 3 cards. So if he has the Runus Path and 6th land, he can attack me to 4. And then I could untap and cast a whole host of different things. And if he doesn't have that, he is in some rough shape.
Atarka.
Yeah, I just want to jam Atarka. 2/1/2.
Yep.
You can go.
Alright. Yep, we'll just choose the most aggressive option. I'll Runus Path your thing. Hit you for 4.
I'm at 4.
Play Raptor. Go.
Oh, that was about worst case scenario. Yeah, I will cast a Descend upon the Sinful.
Do you have it?
No.
3. Yep.
Do you have another Sylvan Advocate?
I don't. I would definitely like to attack with Quagmire this turn, because that just forces Ross to be on the defensive for the rest of the game, basically. So he'll be at 2 life. So the question is whether I want to go ahead and morph this, or just crack my clue. If Ross wants to invest mana in getting the morph off the battlefield, then he's probably pretty vulnerable to the Quagmire, so I think that's the right way to do this. So I'm going to attack you for 2.
I'm at 2.
Then swamp, morph, go.
I think I will start on a Visionary.
Yep. And if I get like Reflector Mage, I don't really get punished since I can still morph the Den Protector again.
I'll play another Visionary.
Yep.
I'll Reflector Mage the Morph. And I'll pass. So now we have a significant presence on the battlefield. Michael doesn't have a ton of great options to get back with Den Protector. Probably just going to get back Nissa.
Yep, I'm just going to play a morph. Play Sylvan Advocate and pass.
Okay, I can safely start on an Oath of Jace.
Yep.
And discard a couple lands. Play a Lumbering Falls. And
What is this? Ojutai?
Ojutai. Pass.
Alright, let's see here. So if I rebuy Ruinous Path, then I can Ruinous Path, Reflector Mage, attack with all 3 of my creatures. Ojutai is to block Den Protector, jump both. Alternatively, I can return Nissa and try to like set up to play a little bit longer of a game, but that doesn't seem particularly great. I can just get another Den Protector with my Den Protector, and then Ross has to leave up Lumbering Falls to block them. I could just sack my Clue and sit on my Morph, but I don't think that's very good. If I send Sylvan Advocate next turn, Ross doesn't have a good block. He can either chump or trade with Ojutai, so that's a pretty safe attack regardless. Same thing with Hissing Quagmire. He can either put all 3 of his creatures in front of it or trade with Ojutai. So that attack is better than sending all 3, I'm pretty sure. And so if I want to animate Quagmire, then I'll have 3 mana left over, so I can still unmorph my Den Protector at some point when I have more information. I can also just play Nissa, which I guess actually gets me further ahead, so I'm just going to do that. And this kind of forces him to potentially get aggressive. Okay. And now I think I just want to see how Ross is interested in blocking before I make a decision with my Nissa. The other block that he can do here is put Dragonlord Oshai and Sylvan Advocate and then Reflector Mage on Quagmire, and then they'll just trade 2 for 2. But I think I'm okay with that, if that's what he wants to do. So I'll attack with both of these.
So, don't think I can let the Nissa land unopposed. So, I am just going to chump both.
Okay.
And if I draw Crush, I think I'd rather bounce Visionary, so...
Alright, play Nissa. And I have to decide whether I want to draw a card or make a Shia. This basically forces Ross to send Dragonlord Ojutai at Nissa or just get snowballed out by similar attacks on the following turns. So if it's forced him to send Ojutai, then he might also be forced to crush me, in which case he needs to be able to cast something to contest the Quagmire. So basically I need to figure out whether Ashaya is going to change anything or if it's just better to draw an additional card. And I think just drawing an additional card is actually better. So, alright, I had a forest, so that lets me crack my Clue, which is not bad. Your turn.
Not a great draw. So, yeah, I am going to attack Nissa. And... I can make the greedy play and lose to a removal spell. But if I decide not to be greedy and he has the removal spell, I'm
Probably still in trouble.
yeah, still not in great shape. We would just be... I would essentially have nothing against your 2 cards. Because you have 1, 2, and a draw step to 3. 1's a removal spell. We would trade... I would be able to trade for the Quagmire. And I guess I'd still have a Lumbering Falls. So that's actually not the worst. So I probably don't need to be greedy then. I'll play an island. And I will play Descend with...
You have it,
I have
right?
enchantment now. Enchantment land, creature, sorcery. So I get an Ollie and Trazi. And then I'll play a Morph and pass.
Alright, I'll draw a card.
Yep.
It's pretty good. That's interesting.
This entire game stemmed from me playing that Atarka and getting greedy in that turn. I think if I just descended there, I'm in a lot better shape, because you don't get to get me to 2. I've had to play awkwardly around this creature land.
So I have a lot of options, once again.
A lot of options. You only have 3 cards. They're all supposed to be bad.
Gives me like 6 options. So I think I just need to basically take the turn off and kill Ross's Morph. He's only got 1 card in his hand, and Den Protector is super scary here. And I still have some stuff left over, and I think we can play a longer game. And again, the fact that he's at 2 life and we have Hissing Quagmire kind of forces him to play the game in a weird way. So I'm going to Morph flip up and then Ruinous Path your Morph. And go.
And I'll play an Explosive Vegetation and pass the turn.
Okay. Now, let's see.
So I'm just left with 2 forests for basics.
I want to see if I can do these 2 before I cast my other spells. And I don't think I can, so that's Crack the Clue with the land I play. No, I can't do everything. Alright, I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. I'll Ultimate Price your Angel.
I'm dead.
Okay. Yep, Animate Quagmire.